Hey, what's good everybody? Welcome back. Brandon with Campbell Fitness. So I just want to take a minute today to talk a little bit about the changes I've been making to my workout routine, just to keep you guys abreast, and when I said abreast on purpose just so I can say that, about what's going on with me and what's going on with my routine. So for those of you that are familiar with it or not, you will know I am on Wendler 531. I have no plans of getting off that program anytime soon. I really like the way it's set up in its fundamentals, the main lifts, the compounds. It's what I really like to do, so I'm not changing that. However, again, depending on how familiar you are with the program, and if you aren't familiar with it, I can go ahead and link in the description box my general overview of the program itself. It's basically built into cycles, and each cycle consists of 4 weeks, and each week is built around a different rep range scheme using different percentages of your projected 1 rep max. Now, each one of these also is built around what are known as plus sets, and these plus sets are the last set of whatever exercise you're doing, and it's an all-out set where you kind of go just shy to failure and really try to push yourself and beat that record, so to say, each time you go in and go do it. So I was doing that for a while, and then I recently started this 3-month big but boring challenge, or maybe it's called boring but big. It's a BBB challenge. Kind of struggle with that, but I do know it's not a BBC challenge because I probably wouldn't win at that. But what this does is it does away with these plus sets and instead really focuses on some of the supplementary exercises. So for example, on your overhead press day, you then follow that up with 5 sets of 10 of bench press using a certain percentage again of your 1 rep max. And it goes kind of like that the rest of the week. So for example, if it's your squat day, you follow that up with deadlifts. If it's your bench day, you follow that up with overhead press. Or if it's your deadlift day, you follow it up with squats. So things just kind of get flip-flop a bit, but 5 sets of 10. The first month of the challenge, you use 50%, the second month, 60%, the third month, 70%. Now, it really sounds good on paper, and that's one of the reasons that I decided to do it. However, after finishing my first week, I found out that 50% is just way too light for me. Honestly, I didn't really even feel like I broke a sweat too much, especially when you're doing some things like deadlifts and squats back to back for all those sets and reps and using heavy weights. You would think that you'd get really burnt out. I didn't find this to be the case, as I mentioned in one of my videos from last week. So I did film the whole first week of this kind of program was on. So I can see where this might get tough, maybe in the later months as you start using 70% instead of 50. However, I really just don't want to wait, and I'm kind of impatient, and I really want to kick my own ass. And I say that in the most honest way possible because that's really what I want to accomplish here. So this previous week, I'm halfway through. What I did is on the last actual working set, which is typically your plus set, and it's also the set that you use the most weight, I've decided to use that for all 3 working sets of my main exercise. So let's say, for example, on bench, which I have tomorrow, my last working set should be 310 pounds for 3 reps. So instead of kind of having this progression to work up with it, where my first 2 working sets are kind of a lower weight, what I'm going to do is for all 3 sets do 310 pounds for 3 reps, or at least try to. From there, I'm also going to bump up the then required supplementary work, so overhead press. Instead of doing 50%, I'll probably bump it up more towards 70 or even 75%. Only because, again, I really want to stress myself. I want to push it in this new year. However, I am still keeping volume somewhat low and reasonable, considering that I'm hitting everything twice per week. So it's going to be in line. It's probably going to take me a week or 2 to really kind of find the perfect number as far as the percentages go for my supplementary work. But it's definitely something I'm going to look forward to, because after these first 2 days of trying it, I feel really sore, I feel really tight, and although that's not always an indicator of growth and progress, sometimes it just feels good to, again, kick your own ass. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I will be filming soon as far as the workouts go if you guys are interested in finding out more. I will also link the actual article talking about the big but boring, or boring but big, but non-BBC challenge in the description box as well if you guys are interested in following around. I know a couple other people out there are currently doing it, not to mention there's a lot of you out there that are doing Wendler. So regardless of what your opinion of it is, or if you're doing it or not, or even if you are doing it, maybe you can give me some feedback about what you think. But I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes. In the meantime, enjoy your New Year's, enjoy that influx of people, but as always, stay big.